Hey guys, so today I'm filming outside. I'm sorry for all the excess noise. I know there are birds, there's a little bit of wind, there's lawnmowers, but this is honestly the best setup I could have right now. And I know the lighting's not too good, but if I put my camera the other way, then the wind will ruin it. So this is what we're working with today. But for those of you who are new to this channel, I'm Brianna. I make vlogs mainly now, but I also do a few other things. My neighbor is staring at me right now, but that's all good. So today I wanted to do a video that a lot of you guys have requested. I've been getting a lot of comments on my early childhood education videos, so I wanted to kind of do an update of that and answer a few of the questions people have been asking. So this video is specifically going to be about things to consider before going into early childhood education as a major. Just a few questions you can ask yourself to see if it might be the right fit for you. Obviously, I don't know everything, but these are just some things that I've come up with throughout my experience, because I do have an associate's degree in early childhood education, and I have been working in the field for a while. I'm not in a school system or anything, but I've worked at several different daycares and parents' day outs and different things like that. Also, I wanted to mention before I get started is that I am getting my bachelor's in special education, so that's what I'm doing right now, is I am working on my bachelor's. So maybe I can do a few videos about that in the future because I do have experience in that field as well. But I wrote down a few things to touch on in this video, so let's get started. The first question you might want to ask yourself before going into this field is, do you have patience? Now, there is a difference between having patience for a child and having patience for adults and people around you, because I have more patience for children than I do adults, which might seem weird, and not necessarily adults like the kids' parents, but like just people around me. I do have a lot of patience when it comes to children and special needs children. But you might want to think about that if you don't have patience for children, like if they are doing something they're not supposed to, like coloring on the wall or something, you don't want to explode at them. So you need to have patience to understand why they're doing what they're doing and how you can help them learn from that and not just yelling at them. The second point I want to make is, or question I want you to ask yourself is, are you afraid to talk to parents? Now, some people would think this is a no-brainer, but once you actually start talking to parents, it might be different. Because parents can be kind of intimidating sometimes, because obviously it's their child and they're going to talk to you how they want to talk to you. A lot of parents, if you're their child's teacher in a daycare or something, they're not going to be sweet, at least in my experience. They don't mean to be like that sometimes, but you have to be confident in yourself and your abilities enough to talk to parents and try to understand where they're coming from. Just like kids, you want to try to understand where their parents are coming from. So I guess if you're not working in the field yet, you might not know the answer to this question, but if you get easily intimidated by parents or other adults, because I know for me, I'm so young. I mean, I'm 21. I don't consider that too young, but a lot of parents think I'm incapable of caring for children because I'm so young, and especially because I look even younger than I am. So a lot of the times I give parents an info sheet about me with my background, my education background, my experience, things like that, and it helps ease their minds a little bit. And some parents don't need that. They feel comfortable leaving their children with me, you know, no matter what, just because of how I present myself. I've had a parent recently tell me that as soon as she walked into my classroom that first day, she knew that she was comfortable leaving her child with me. So that's also something you have to consider, is if you get intimidated easily, you're going to be working with parents throughout your whole career. So yeah. The third little thing I wrote down is you need to ask yourself if you can handle criticism, because you're going to be criticized every single day. No matter what you do, no matter whether you think it's the right thing, you're going to be criticized. So really think about if you can handle criticism. If you can't, there are other fields for you, but you are going to be criticized quite a lot, and sometimes you can just brush it off, but other times you really need to take that criticism to heart and figure out how you can make yourself better. Another huge thing is if you're prepared for paperwork, because you're going to have paperwork no matter what teaching field you're in. I know with special education that I'm going into, there is a ton of paperwork for that. And early childhood education is the same way. There's not as much, but if you have to make a referral for somebody or anything like that, you need to be able to handle a lot of paperwork and the effort that goes into that paperwork, because if you word something wrong or anything like that, it can completely change what the paperwork's for. So you need to be prepared for lots of paperwork. Also, if you're going into education, you probably know what the pay is going to be like, but sometimes people don't. You need to be prepared for what you're going to be paid, because it's not a lot. It's not, and that's just the fact. I don't think teachers will ever get paid as much as they should, but you have to be prepared for the pay. And a lot of the times, you know, if you're working in a daycare or something, depending on your area, you could probably gauge what you're going to be paid. But in a school system, a lot of the times, or at least where I live, my county, they'll put the pay grade on there, so you know between what and what you'll be getting paid. Alright, I have 2 more points for you to consider before you go into early childhood education. The next one being, can you keep your emotions in check? I'm a very emotional person, but when it comes to work, you have to keep your emotions in check. There are going to be some things that are going to make you upset, or if you hear something that a child's been through, you've got to keep your emotions in check. You can't just let it out right then and there. You need to wait until you get home, because chances are you're going to have to help that child. And it comes into in correlation with the next point I'm going to make, and this is my last one for you to consider, is are you willing to be a child's second lifeline? Being a teacher comes with a lot of responsibilities, and you're going to be spending time with the children more than their parents, most likely. Those children are going to look up to you as their second lifeline. If they have an issue, they're going to come to you, and you have to be prepared to help them. Whether it's talking to your director about something the child has said that you're concerned about, or talking to their parents about it. And those conversations aren't going to be comfortable most of the time, and you're going to have to figure out a way to help that child, because they see you as their second lifeline. Which is a lot of responsibility once you realize, you know, the extent of it. And sometimes kids are going to call you mommy and daddy. Well, not daddy if you're a girl, but, you know, they're going to call you mommy, or if you're a male, they're going to call you daddy. And it comes with it sometimes, and you've got to decide the best way to approach them calling you that, whether it's, you know, easily correcting them, saying, no, I'm Miss Brianna, or some of my kids call me Bree or Bree. You've just got to be prepared for these things. You've got to keep your emotions in check while you're in the workplace. Now, you can go home and bawl all you want. I've done that sometimes when I hear stories that new kids have been through or something like that. But you've got to keep your emotions in check while you're in the workplace, while letting the children know that you care for them, and you've got to see yourself as their second lifeline, because chances are they trust their parents and obviously some family members, but they also trust you. They trust you to take care of them while you're with them, so you've got to keep that in mind. Now, if everything on this list you've said, yeah, I'm comfortable with that, I've got patience, I'm not afraid to talk to parents, like, I'm ready for this, then early childhood education is most likely for you. Now, of course, you won't always know until you get into the field whether something's right for you. I didn't. But this is just kind of a few things that I've experienced and I've gone through, that I've actually asked a few of my friends who have wanted to go into the field to see if they were ready. So good luck to you if you are going into this field. It's a great field. It's very rewarding. If you have any more questions, comment down below and I will answer them. I kind of want to do a Q&A regarding to this, but you know, these are just a few things that I thought of that you should probably ask yourself before you dive too into a career. But also, if you have any more tips or anything that you think people should consider before they go into the field, leave those down below and I will add them to the description box so you know. So if anybody else has any more questions that maybe I didn't answer and somebody else did, I'll put them in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped you and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button so you know next time that I upload. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.